is my pleasure to introduce him in a way he normally isn't introduced, the Commander-in-Chief of the New Jersey National Guard, Governor Chris Christie.
Good morning, General. Thank you, and thanks Senator Bateman for being here. The Mayor, Sheriff, thank you for being here. I decided I wanted to come here this morning and thank these men and women as an example of the over 2,100 National Guardsmen that I ordered activated in the prelude to Hurricane Sandy. They have done an extraordinary job. And one of the positive things that I've seen in the face of this storm are the great acts and kindness and generosity from one New Jerseyan to another. I'm continually amazed the way New Jerseyans are going out of their way to help their neighbors, their friends, and strangers in a time of need. It's a real testament to our state and its people. The men and women standing here today are just another example of the dedication, the hard work, and the sacrifice that so many are making even when they themselves are impacted by the storm. The people standing behind me, there are people from Freehold, from Staten Island, from other places across the region that have been seriously affected by the storm, yet they're here. And whether it's our first responders or people from the community providing a helping hand, whether it's at a relief center, shelter, a food bank, or impromptu set up on the street just to serve hot meals, which I've seen any number of times, our folks have stood up and helped each other. National Guard's been there from the beginning of this storm, whether it was their involvement in the search and rescue, providing security in our evacuated towns, preparing and distributing food packages and supplies, or distributing fuel. They have been an enormous part of the preparation and recovery every step of the way. National Guard helped evacuate 4,000 residents from Ocean, Atlantic, and Cape May counties over the last 11 days. 4,000 people saved by the men and women you see standing behind me. They've been assisting civil authorities by providing soldiers for an American Red Cross shelter operation at Brick Memorial High School, in addition to assisting in sheltering additional people who are already being evacuated, who are already being evacuated in anticipation of the storm. Before and after Hurricane Sandy, National Guard has been assisting the American Red Cross in distributing hot meals and supplies to shelters and other centers. National Guard's ongoing Hurricane Sandy operation to distribute fuel to first responders and to those who are repairing our critical infrastructure is expanding. More than 250 soldiers and 55 fuel trucks from the active duty Army's 10th Mountain Division are being integrated with task force gas and work alongside soldiers from the New Jersey, Pennsylvania National Guard at 3 fuel distribution points in Egg Harbor Township, Freehold, and West Orange. The National Guard troops have been conducting the operation with 17 fuel trucks since Saturday. The National Guard is also preparing to provide Ocean County officials with 4 bulldozers to provide engineering support to civil authorities for the cleanup efforts on Long Beach Island. I want to thank all the men and women who have been activated to help us prepare for Hurricane Sandy and deal with its aftermath. I want them to know that their service is valued and treasured by the people of this state. So I talked yesterday to all of you about the nor'easter, which hit late yesterday and continued overnight. Good news is that we have not seen the kind of damage we saw with Hurricane Sandy, and we are confident that we'll be able to move forward in our recovery efforts. So let's talk about the big issues everybody gets concerned about. First, let's start with power. Some people did experience power outages as a result of the snow and wind from yesterday, which has set us back slightly from our progress of the day before. As of this morning, 390,746 customers are without power. That's up about 19,000 from yesterday. Approximately 222,000 of the outages are from Sandy. 167,000 of the outages are from the nor'easter. So you can tell that we continue to take people affected by Hurricane Sandy off even yesterday during the storm until it got too much for folks to work. So to deal with the aftermath of yesterday's storm and continue to restore power to folks who have been without it since Sandy, the utility companies are keeping crews in the state through the storm rather than releasing them when no longer needed. These crews are working through not only the storm that just finished, and they did a number of things that were extraordinarily helpful. and have led us to some good statistics. PSE&G now has nearly 95% of its customers with power. JCP&L about 75%. Atlantic City Electric have moved from 100 down to 95% because of outages that they experienced due to the nor'easter, and Orange and Rockland at about 92%. So now, on the fuel side, we're seeing results since putting in place the odd-even system. I've driven around the state in the last 2 days. I've barely seen any fuel lines anymore. There's order, there's easy access to gas. We're continuing to use the National Guard to deliver gas to stations in counties that are displaying some type of still disruption in their supply lines. But I'm confident that by the weekend, I should be in a position to reevaluate the odd-even system and decide whether it needs to go forward into next week. Now, our roadways. Obviously, yesterday's snow created some difficult driving conditions. There were a number of accidents across state and local roads. NJDOT mobilized about 500 Department of Transportation and contractor salt spreaders and plows statewide during the storm. Conditions have improved, and this morning most roads are cleared of all snow. There are just 12 full road closures, primarily due to downed trees from yesterday's nor'easter. Plowing was ongoing at 6 a.m. in a few coastal areas still as well. Plan is to resume clearing debris on Route 35 and preparing the barrier island from Berkeley Township to Brick for controlled visits by residents. We might need to adjust the start of the visitation period from Friday to Saturday, depending upon how conditions develop today and how much we get slowed down. But certainly no later than Saturday, we'll be able to start some controlled visits from Berkeley down to Brick. With regards to NJ Transit, the good news is that there were no major incidents, no flooding or further damage involving our equipment or infrastructure from last night's nor'easter. Crews worked throughout the night to clear snow and ice from NJ Transit properties so that we could continue with the morning commute. Service updates this morning as we continue to make the commute easier for residents, working with New Jersey Transit to get back to full capacity. Starting today, NJ Transit and New York Waterway began implementation of a second Trans-Hudson option for New Jersey residents to help them through the effects of Hurricane Sandy. Free weekday emergency shuttle bus service and shuttle ferry service will operate between the Meadowlands Park and Ride, Weehawken Ferry Terminal, and then Pier 79 at West 39th Street in Manhattan. So come to the Meadowlands, get on a bus. We will take you to the Weehawken Ferry Terminal, and then you can ride the ferry for free to New York City. So this is a way for us to take more strain off of our compromised rail system until it gets back up in place. For customers who would prefer to utilize free bus and ferry access to Lower Manhattan, New Jersey Transit has teamed up with Statue Cruises to operate the combined service until further notice on weekdays from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The free parking, busing, and ferry service at Liberty State Park Station's Park and Ride continues. New Jersey Transit's emergency operations plan as the agency continues to repair significant storm damage from Hurricane Sandy. So we still also are doing the ferry service from there. Now, schools, we're making very solid progress on the school front. As of this morning, 77% of New Jersey schools are open and operating, many of them on a delayed opening because of the storm, but open and operating. 80% of the districts are open. And so we're doing well in that regard. Remember, just 2 days ago, we were in the 40s. So schools are really starting to come back now. Clean water. We've had a bit of a backslide because of the storm last night and the loss of power to some of the water systems. So we have 11 drinking water systems that are under a boil water advisory due to issues that came up last night, but have made progress on bringing our wastewater treatment facilities back online, and only have 5 that still have some levels of operational challenge. DEP is still assessing these facilities. The boil water advisories, I'll go through these quickly. Arthur Road in Hapatcong, Sussex County, Andover Borough Water Department in Sussex County, North Shore Water Association in Sussex County, Colby Water Company in Sussex County, Forest Lakes Water Company, Sussex County, Reflection Lakes Garden Apartment Complex in West Milford, Passaic County, Brant Beach Water Department, Long Beach Township, Ocean County, Fountainhead Parks, Jackson Township, Ocean County, Pinewood Estates, Barnegat Township, Ocean County, Seaside Heights Water Department, Seaside Heights, Ocean County, Independence Municipal Utilities Authority, Highland System, Independence, Warren County. Those are the ones that have boil water advisories right now. and we're hoping as power is restored to them, we'll get them off boil water advisories as quickly as possible. FEMA, again, I want to emphasize to folks who have not yet done it, 1-800-621-FEMA, 1-800-621-FEMA, 1-800-621-FEMA. Please call, register, get your stuff done. I have people who I spoke to last night who said, FEMA hasn't been in my house. It's outrageous. And I said, well, when did you register? And they said, I have to register? Yes, you have to register first, or they don't know where you live. They're not going to every house. So you have to register first if you've suffered any type of damage in any of New Jersey's 21 counties. Register first. They also will help you with rental assistance, temporary housing assistance. So 1-800-621-FEMA. Also, if you've lost your job due to Hurricane Sandy, you can apply for disaster unemployment assistance. Go to njuifile.net, njuifile.net, file online, and we'll get it to you. The FEMA centers are open all across the state from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. So if you need to go to a center and talk to someone specifically, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, FEMA centers are open. The Hurricane Sandy New Jersey Relief Fund, started by the First Lady. She has been working extraordinarily hard. I think on Monday she'll be announcing the board of directors that she's recruited to the fund. I can tell you that just herself, because she's the only one with her staff working on this at the moment, in the last 2 days, she's raised $8.5 million in the last 2 days. So she's doing a really good job. And if you want to help, you know friends who want to help, we have a website where you can donate online. It's sandynjrelieffund.org, sandynjrelieffund.org, and we'll have more information next week about the board of directors and as they develop the methodologies and qualifications for distribution of these funds as we move forward to families affected by the storm. I'll tell you that the folks here at the New Jersey National Guard have been extraordinary. I was talking with my senior staff about this just yesterday, that the level of cooperation we've gotten from the New Jersey National Guard in this storm is unprecedented in my career. General Cunniff is a can-do guy, and he has worked with every member of the cabinet who has needed help from the National Guard to be able to provide that assistance. And it's never no, it's always either yes or give me 10 minutes to figure it out. And usually in 10 minutes he's got it figured out. He's tenacious too. He fights for resources from Department of Defense for New Jersey in a significant way during this storm. And this is the first one of these he and I have gone through together. And I am extraordinarily impressed with the leadership he's provided to the men and women under his command. And I'm incredibly impressed with those men and women who have made thousands of rescues and are providing safety and security to people around the state. I spoke to the mayor of Bayhead, Mayor Curtis, and he said to me, the whole tenor and tone of the town changed when the National Guard showed up. People weren't scared anymore. That's a tremendous gift to the people of Bayhead who are suffering with enormous destruction of their homes and their personal property and their lives, to have the safety and security of knowing that their homes won't be looted, not only because state police and law enforcement are there, but also by the very visible presence of the New Jersey National Guard. So I want to thank them, and I can take questions now.